Let me show you some tips and tricks for this game. If you want to tint your windows any color you want, but you only have this black uncommon window tint unlocked, well, watch this. Go into livery, create new layer, click a square right here, select a color, will match the car pretty good. Now watch this. Left stick to move it over the window, select to enable stickers on window, RB and the right stick to stretch it out over the window pretty much right here, and then LB plus the right stick to turn down the transparency, and you have a tinted window. You can do it much more precisely than what I just did, but that's how you tint windows in this game with stickers. So you finally get some purple and gold parts here. If you highlight one of them and hit select, you can see the stat rolls that you have on this. I was using this particular car to grind legendaries, which we're going to talk about in a second, so I have Goldfinger and Lucky on here. But if you wanted to re-roll, you could just hit A on this, and you could re-roll to something else if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep this 6% here. And the way to get those scrap units is scrapping parts like this. You can just hit X, and there you go, you just got 200 scrap units. Something else that I should note here is you should try to be aligning these stats with whatever you're using the car for. So right now I was using this car to get some more legendaries. That's why I have Goldfinger and Lucky on most of these parts here. Yep, I have it on pretty much every part, and you could see on the top right the total percentages I have. But if you were doing something else, you could re-roll those stats for whatever you're doing, either extra bucks or extra XP or a nitro boost or anything like that. Okay, so along those same lines, let's talk about grinding legendary parts here. The two affixes you're going to want on all your car parts are Goldfinger and Lucky, and at this point you should really be looking at your legend points as well, which I also have invested in Goldfinger and Lucky, but you can always hit Y to reset this page and put the legend points into whatever activity you're about to do pretty much. So for grinding legendaries, you're generally going to have to complete a whole playlist so you can go back and do one of these races in custom mode. One of the best examples of that is the Hummer E-Express. A lot of people grind this mission just to get legendaries because it's quick and easy. Another one is the final event here, which I believe it has 3 different cars in custom mode, so you could be grinding parts for 3 cars at a time. It's a little bit longer, but you do get 3 cars worth of parts at a time. And generally, you just want to go through and grind these races as much as you can with those affixes and legend points on, and you'll be getting some legendaries. This Jackson V8 one is also very good for Street 1 and Street 2 because there's a car swap in the middle, but you can use the same car twice. So like I showed you before, that BMW M4 I can use on this in custom mode. Select it for both cars, and then it'll swap to itself in the middle of the race. Then you'll get parts for that specific class of car. And the legendary bonuses are the icons to the right of your affixes here. So you can see I have 2 of them with this one icon, and if you go in and select it, I have 2 out of 7 active here. That's the treasure set bonus. Each one of the legendary parts has an icon like that next to it, and if you match up all 7 of them, you can get the legendary set bonus. Okay gamers, let's talk about steering, throttle, and brake inputs on the controller settings real quick. I would turn your dead zone down as much as you can without getting any stick drift. Highest is the percentage of input that equals max, so as you can see over here, max is not full stick to the right, it's a little before, so it just makes it feel a little bit snappier, if you know what I mean. And I do this with steering, throttle, and brake. So you can see my settings here. I have the dead zones at 5 and the highest at 75. This is the brake pedal. This is the throttle. Just makes it feel a little bit more snappier than the default settings. So if you do a lot of partial steering, you can actually change this preset to precise, and as you can see on the curve, it smooths out the middle of the curve right here. That also goes for throttle if you want to have this on precise, or brake if you want to have this on precise. Okay, this is an example of some pro tuning settings that I see in a lot of races. Most of the time, you'll see people stiffening up lots of the suspension on the cars to make them a little more nimble feeling, even the anti-roll bars. The only thing you might want to soften is the compression. That's if you're going over bumps or curbs and stuff, they'll soak up the bumps a little easier, but most of of the time, the suspension and the roll bars are a little bit stiffer than stock. Also, a lot of people run full negative camber on a lot of cars. Almost everybody I can think of will run at least some negative camber, maybe negative 15 degrees on both here, but a lot of people run full negative camber just for a cornering grip. Another quick bonus tip in the handling settings here is you can actually turn on drift assist. There's drift assist in this game, sport and comfort. That controls the back of the car. Counter steering assist controls your front wheels when you're in a slide, so they can both help you drift a little easier. I have a whole video demonstrating this on my channel, but just wanted to add this in real quick. Gamers, here's 2 quick nitro tips for the crew Motorfest. The first one is, in the grand race, the boost resets every time you change cars. You see right there, it just went up. So at 33 and 66%, make sure to use your boost because you'll get more when you switch cars. The second one is use the nitro in the air. I'm pretty sure that's the most efficient way to use it. And as you can see right there, I just passed somebody. So as you may have seen, you can fast travel to the beginning part of any of the playlists that you've unlocked. For example, this drift one is right here on the map, and you could fast travel to it if you want. But you'll have to do 10 playlists to fast travel anywhere. But in the meantime, before you complete all those playlists, another way you could travel around the map easily is just use the plane. And even if you take your hands off the controller, say you're eating a snack or something while you're gaming, the plane will keep flying in that direction. So it's almost like a little bit of autopilot action. Okay, so another tip I wanted to talk about real quick is the Summit contest, and there's something that I didn't know the first time I played this game. If you rewind, the timer keeps going. So let's say, oh, I messed up this corner and I go to rewind. The timer doesn't stop. I thought it stopped, so I was trying to get a perfect time by rewinding a little bit, take the corner even better. But nope, timer keeps going. So the best way to get a lot of points in Summit contest races is just by not rewinding at all. And there you go. I hope these tips and tricks helped you. Leave a like and subscribe if you want, and I hope to see you around in the future, but I'll see you in the next one. Peace.